This morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation, a supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business, and we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Take it Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing on this amazing Thursday? Okay, so today is Thursday. Yes, it is. Today is Thursday because tonight we will be having a live in the session studio with Miss Aisha Taylor Isa of Sisters in Business, also known for the Sister Shop. She's going to be in tonight at 7 p.m. So make sure that you set your alerts to be there at 7 p.m. We have more rain, more gloom, more clouds, more blah is going on outside. I don't know what is going on with the weather. I think it's confused, thinking that we're still in April and not acting like May. May is supposed to be bringing May flowers, and April's supposed to bring all of the showers. And we have been having showers most of the week. I don't want to say all week long, but most of the week we have pockets of sunshine. But definitely, I've been seeing the people in the DMV area, also in the Atlanta area, talking about they having a bunch of rain too. Listen. When it be raining too long, I be thinking about the flood. My mind automatically goes to the flood. I'm like, oh, But yeah, I mean, it's a lot of rain, which is good, and it would be even better for my plants if my plants were outside in the dirt. They're outside in their little pots. They have to be planted. But all this rain is making my dirt even heavier. It's going to make it harder for me to move my dirt. So, yeah, that is a problem for me. And I wanted to share this thing with you guys yesterday. Yesterday, I was changing my ink in my printer. And so my fingers have all of, like, this was worse. Like, my whole finger was black. I had ink all up and through my nail and, in my cuticle. And I had it on the floor. And I forgot that I had it on the floor after I changed the ink. And I walked away and I stepped in and I tracked it around. And I use this spray. Let me tell you something. This is not an ad, but as product makers, all of the product makers in this room, if you do not have this stuff, you need to grab it. I don't know. This stuff has cleaned out neon pigment, black pigment, black ink, this like grease, grime, everything. This cleans up everything. Let me know if you guys use this, if you tried this. This stuff is so good. So good. I initially tried this at my brother-in-law's house in Atlanta, in Georgia. And he had it by his dishes. And then I seen a girl on Instagram, and she used it to wipe up the color that she had on her table, and it cleaned it up. And I know, like, using like the neon pigments, and especially like those black, like the black pigments, sometimes it's hard to get it off of your counter. Like, you'll clean it and it'll be clean, but it will still be on the counter. You'll see remnants of it. With this stuff right here, oh my goodness. This stuff is amazing. And Dawn, if you want to sponsor me, I'll take it. But yeah, this stuff is so good. Like, look at my finger. I can't spray this on my finger. I wouldn't spray it on my finger. But yeah, I'm trying to get this dye off my finger, but it did get it off the floor. Easy peasy. Like, you could see the foam loosening it up, and you just wipe it off, and it, boom, is gone. It is gone. I absolutely love this stuff. I use it. It's amazing. We have bottles of it. Let me tell you something. I have bought the refill I'm pretty sure there's another like a different way to do the refill, but the refill has just the bottom and you keep the top. I'm thinking there's got to be something else that you can do. But either way, I've been buying the refills too since I have it. But absolutely love that stuff. So yes, let me tell you something. Hopefully tomorrow, there I go with the let me tell you something. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to get into the garden and put my stuff in the ground. I definitely have to go to Home Depot so I could get my netting and things so that I could keep the animals out of the garden. But everything looks like it is popping. I told you guys my lettuce is popping. My cucumbers are out on the deck, and I moved them into a bigger pot, but they don't look into a cup, but they don't look like they're too happy. And it could be because of the lack of sunshine, and they just had a lot of rain, and I don't want it to be overwatered. You know, in nature, if it rains like this, they'll figure it out, right? But hopefully it'll get together and start waking it up because is it the cucumbers or is it the watermelon? No, it's the cucumbers. The cucumbers are not looking that happy. So hopefully I'll get those together. I have my greens, everything. I have everything growing and popping, and I'm excited about that just to get it in the ground. I know Mr. Steve is walking by my house like that dirt's still outside. She is lazy. Remember I told y'all Mr. Steve called me lazy? I said the nerve of Mr. Steve. No, you did not call me lazy, but he did. Okay, so hopefully I'll be able to go to the store, get all my stuff that I need, get my garden together, and everything will be ready, booming by the weekend. Hopefully we have some sun coming up. Are you guys experiencing rain? Is it rainy and gloomy where you are? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat if it's rainy and gloomy where you are. So welcome everybody to Coffee with Nikki. I am your host, Miss Nikki. This is your daily cup of information and inspiration. We have been talking all week about TikTok, the ban and divestment. We've been talking about why would America want TikTok to sell it. We were talking about the movie The Social Dilemma. I want to know if you guys watched that too. And we're going to talk about some more of that today. And we're not going to talk so heavy on, let me see. We're not going to talk so heavy on, the band or whatever. We're just going to talk about how useful it is and how it's the parents' responsibility to do things and just that type of information we're going to talk about today. So let me check and see who is in the building. Who's in the building? So we got the first person in the building. Of course, her name is Latrice of Heartbeat Candico, but you guys know her as Cousin or you guys know her as the best moderator on what? Earth. The best moderator on earth is in the building, and she is first. And she said, "Good morning, my hearts. Good morning, cousin. Good morning, good morning, good morning." We got Miss Deltra in the building. Miss Deltra said, "Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Miss Deltra. Good morning, Melody." Melody said, "Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Yolanda." Oh, Yolanda, you early. She said, "Good morning, family." We have bottles of it. Yep. I use it. It's amazing. Yes, I love that stuff. I spray it on everything. Yes. Good morning, Miss Lois. How you doing this morning? She said, "Good morning, Queenies." I just did a DIY refill recipe that I found on Pinterest. Oh, tell me about it, Deltra. Tell me about it. Today, rain again tomorrow and Saturday. Yes, this rain is obnoxious and out of control. I love it. I love it. I don't want to complain about it because I love any kind of weather I can feel. I'm excited about. Why? Because that means my eyes are open, I'm breathing, I'm healthy, I'm happy, right? But it doesn't look nice. It doesn't look nice. It looks gloomy. And of course, I always say I'll bring the sunshine, but I want some sunshine. I want my sunshine. No, I want some sunshine, especially to move, like to dry out my dirt. The dirt is getting heavier and heavier with all this rain. Yes, when it's at the place where you get the quarries or the query, what do you call those things? I think they're called the quarry, right? Where you get the dirt and your rocks and stuff like that. Those places, yes, they leave it outside uncovered, but when they bring it to you, it's light, and now it's heavy. So I'll let y'all know I'm not moving that. I'm not moving it until I get some sunshine. Till I get some sunshine. I may take some dirt and put it into some of the the garden beds and some of the pots, but I'm definitely for sure not moving big wheelbarrows of the dirt. It is way too heavy. Way too heavy. How's the weather near you? And Deltra, please tell me or share with me, send me the link to this DIY refill that you found, because I would love, love, love to have it. Good morning, Yazzie Faye. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Cover your dirt up with plastic. You know what? And it's a good thing you said that, Yolanda, because you just reminded me. I do have paint the cover for the floor. I do have that, but I put 2 tarps because the tarp wasn't big enough outside with the rocks to hold it down in the dirt that's in front of the house. But the dirt that's in the like by the driveway, I don't have anything covering that. So that's a good idea to cover it with the paint tarp, because I do have that. I do have the paint tarp. So let me know what you got for me. Okay. So anything. Good morning, LaRasha. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right. So anything that you guys want us to talk about, we have all of our live in the session studios filled up for May. Is there any topics that you would like for us to cover for June? Anything else that we have? We have consignment coming up tonight. We're going to talk about consignment, contracts, the expo, why collaboration is so important. We're going to be talking about that tonight. Next week, we're going to be talking about editing using the app Photo Room. We're going to talk about that, and then we're going to have Miss Betty Rose, and she's going to be talking about taxes to close out the month. Is there anything else that you guys need for us to talk about? Is there an area in business that you want us to talk about, focus on, or whatever? Let me know in the chat so I could put it down and I could start looking for guests to, accordingly. Okay, I'll send it to you. Yes, please. You use distilled water, alcohol, and Dawn. The regular soap? I definitely have distilled water because I make my soap with that. So I have that, and I definitely, y'all already know, I have alcohol, because anytime I see it and there's the 91% alcohol, I grab it. Every single time I grab extra. The price went up on the alcohol, but it is what it is. The prices are going up on everything. So when I see it, I definitely grab it, because I know that during the panorama, it was hard to find alcohol. So I grab it every single time. Anything that I know was hard to grab during that time, I grab extra. And things that I know that's going to last a long time. And this, again, I tell you guys, stock up, store up, right? Do it. Regular Dawn. All right. Yes, please send it to me, because I'm going to try it. I'm going to try that ASAP. All right. So any topics that you guys would like for us to discuss, even if it's not a topic that I'll have a guest come on, I could also have those. So we could talk about these things for coffee with Nikki in the morning. So let me know in the chat. I'm going to miss tonight my daughter's graduation. Oh, but she's graduating. Congratulations. Let's give her a round of applause. Let me get this myself together. Yes, congratulations to your daughter, and well wishes and everything for her. I hope that she lives the life she wants to live, and that she is successful, and she has fun. Most of all, have fun. Don't have too much fun, but have fun. Don't have too much fun, but have fun. Is there any subjects, any topics that you would like for us to cover? Let me know in the chat. So like I was saying, while I'm waiting for you guys to let me know the topics, and I'm going to write that down here. Any topics you would like for us to cover. And I have markets. Markets is going to come up. I forgot who asked me about markets, but markets are coming up in June. It will be June 27th, I think. It's June 20th or June 27th. We're definitely going to discuss markets. We're going to have Alejandro of the Smell of Love Candles, not the Smell of Love Candles. He's going to come on, and he's going to be sharing his experience. He's also going to tell you some tips and techniques on how they draw people to their booth and things like that, and they're engaging with the customers and how they do it. So he is going to come on, and I think that's going to be so cool, because Alejandro is 13 years old, and he's running his business. He knows his business front and back. You can ask him anything about his business and he knows it. And so he's going to be sharing that with you guys too. So maybe I'm gonna see if I could get Yvonne back, because she is really good at showing you how to design your booth and how you can zhuzh it up to make people want to stop when they're at the market, which is good, because a lot of the times when you start looking at people, everything just starts looking repetitive. Everybody's stuff just looks like just another candle on the table, or just another soap on the table, or just another, you know what I mean? And you have to have something, especially if you are in an event, if you are at some kind of market and there's a bunch of vendors that look like you. Yes, you may stand out because of your color scheme, but you also want to stand out and draw people in based on your products as well. So we're definitely going to have that conversation, and I'll see if I could get Yvonne in to talk about designing your booth. So we'll see about that. And if there's anything else, you guys let me know in the chat. So we've been talking about TikTok and social media, and them wanting to ban TikTok and all of that other stuff. So I want to know where you guys stand. Since we were talking about it, the goal was to give more information, right? The goal was just to give you information so you can have options and you have all of the things that you need to form your own decision, right? We're talking about social media and control, and the reason why they want things to be a certain way is because they want to be able to control and manipulate the masses. And I want you to be able to form your own opinions without it being swayed by any, one thing. So I was just giving out the information. So I did suggest that everybody watch this movie called The Social Dilemma. I watched this movie on Netflix, but I did see that you can watch this movie for free on YouTube. Did anybody watch the movie? Let me know in the chat. Put ones in the chat if you watched the movie. Put twos if you didn't. And if you didn't, I don't have it up. I was about to say I'll put the link in the chat, but I don't have it up. Nope. Let me see. What's this? No. I don't have it up to put the link in there, but it's definitely on there. Just look it up, Social Dilemma, the full movie. It's there on YouTube. You can watch it for free. You can listen while you're working. Because it's not something that you necessarily need to watch. You just need to listen to. So check that movie out, because I thought it was rather interesting. Check that out. But let me know if you've been following us with this whole TikTok thing. One's in the chat. One's in the chat. I also shared the fact that TikTok does have a different version of was TikTok, because China has such strict laws that they had to create something different. So instead of trying to fight to get TikTok there, they created this app called Douyin. And according to an article that I was reading yesterday, the person said Douyin is similar to TikTok, and they feel that they is occupying a lot of the youth mind as well. And it has the same kind of effect there as here, except they have stipulations on what they can show you. And so, yeah, they're not happy about it there either. Let me go into what I seen. Good morning, Lakeisha Keisha. Let me go into it. This is Jennifer Park, and she was saying, it's really interesting to hear. Clearly, a large portion of U.S. lawmakers are unhappy with TikTok. Okay, so this is where we are at about China's app and our app, because China does not allow TikTok there, and a lot of our apps they do not allow there as well. Right, because they want to control the information that is being spread. They also feel with Douyin they have some kind of control, but they don't have as much control as they want, and so they're really not happy about that as well. But this is what I read in this article from the marketplace. It says, I think China's government is just as uneasy as about social media in general. I don't think they necessarily have any less concern about Douyin. I understand why the narrative might be that I understand why the narrative may be there to make the link more clear for people that there's this product from ByteDance that's going out to try to poison the rest of the world, but keep the good stuff for China. But I just don't see that happening. There's no evidence of that. If it was up to the Chinese government, I don't think they really want social media. I mean, the reason that these two programs are by birth, I knew this word, bifurcated, right? I think that's how I said it. Bifurcated is, let me, bifurcated. Is so that Chinese nationals don't have an easy way that they can communicate with the rest of the world on platforms that are not regulated by China's government. That is at the end of the day the real purpose of this. That is at the end of the day the real purpose of this. Not because they think that there's a way to influence the rest of the world. And by the way, I want to mention that ByteDance is a very much private company. So I know there's a lot of concerns about where the Chinese government is, but again, ByteDance is a private company. So this is what she was saying about that. And then we were saying, okay, so there's a lot of countries that are eliminating it off of like government officials' phones. They are not able to use the app. They're not able to use it on their work devices. No, and some of them are not able to put them on their personal devices. But we found out, like doing my research, is that the president of the United States still has it on his phone, and for elections and everything else. So if our person who is at the highest level of our security or our information or control of the world or the United States, if you have it and you are in fear of it being a breach of information or security, then why do you have it on your phone? It doesn't make sense. So I think it's something that they want, because they again didn't just say they want to ban it. They say they wanted to purchase it, and it's not a thing that's for purchase. We heard from yesterday that ByteDance is not selling it. It is not up for sale. They rather just close it down than to say we're going to sell it to you. They even gone as far as to say, um, you can't even catch up to what we got going on. It's going to take a year or more for you to even catch up to the technology, for you to even use it at the rate that it's at right now. Now you know how fast technology goes. We go through technology. Every time something comes out, something new is out right behind it. Right. It's quick, right? And so, if it's going to take you a year or so in order for you to catch up with the technology, then what are they telling you? They're telling you that it's too advanced for you to even comprehend. It's too advanced, and it's going to take them more time to teach you how to work this algorithm than for them to, you know what I'm saying? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? When I rewatched it, kind of irritated me this second go round. Okay, humanity needs a day of reckoning. I think that's what God is doing, girl. I think that's what God is doing. Um, so yeah. So all of that to say that, again, we were talking about the education. We were talking about the education system. We were saying that China outperforms US in every area of education. Every area is outperforming us, right? And so we need to be, I know like we can homeschool and we can do things like that, but we need to um hold our education systems, we need to hold them accountable. We need to make sure what they're teaching our kids in school. Remember, I showed a video of Tupac, and Tupac was saying, and this interview was when Tupac was 17 years old, before he started acting, but before he even really, started doing all the work and stuff. He was talking, and Tupac is just like one of those people who I feel was here before and was, gone too soon. And if he was here today, things would be crazy. You know what I'm saying? But he said that while in school, he said they're giving us things, they're teaching us things in school that we don't need. They're teaching us things in school that we're not going to be able to use in the future. He's like, I'm not going to go to the store and say, here's my XY and can I have my Y change or whatever. He said something in that manner, right? So he's saying they teach us the same thing, and they continue to keep on teaching us the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. They'll throw something in here and there, but it's nothing of value, right? I know one of my friend's sons, he was like, I want to be an entrepreneur. And he was like, in all these classes that they're giving me in school, like, why do they got to take gym a couple of times? Yes, you want them to be active, but they're taking gym when they could be taking something of value, right? And I know with my son, he did take up, there was called, what is it called? FBLA, Future Business Leaders of America. I think that's what it was called. And so they taught them how to develop their ideas. They taught them how to, build a business plan, how to create the budget, all these other things. They taught them how to do it because according, they're the future business leaders of America, right? But one of the kids he wasn't part of the program, and they only allowed the people with they had to have good grades in order to participate in this program. So he said he's like, he don't like school. He don't want to go to school. He was like, the stuff that they teaching in school is trash. And this is coming from a kid. And he was saying the stuff that they teach in school is trash. And they're not giving us anything of value. And by the time we learn anything in college, that information is outdated, right? We're not learning up to the minute information when we're in college. We're learning outdated information. And I think that's where China outperforms us because, they're more up to date on what's going on. And, they're consuming and what's the word I'm looking for? They're consuming and they're able to absorb the information better than we are. We have this thing about information that we are repelling it. You know what I mean? And so we have to figure it out. They don't like the way that they're learning, so they need to teach a different way. You know what I'm saying? Where they're going to enjoy going to school. So back to what I was saying. He was saying that they need to have more useful things in school because for the kids to learn and make it interesting for them to be there. And I agree, but we don't listen to them because we think we know everything. And I'm saying we as the teachers and the people who create the curriculums. I'm not saying we as me and you, you know what I'm saying? But as a people, I think we need to listen to the children and see how they learn, see how we can teach them differently so that they can be even in competition with China as far as learning and as far as what we know and how we develop ideas and things like that. But but like I said, Tupac was saying the same thing. Tupac was saying that he thinks that we need to have things that are going to be useful. Like he said, he thinks there needs to be a class on police brutality. He thinks there needs to be a class um on banking, and he thinks there needs to be a class on loans and different things. And I agree with that, right? You need to learn. They should have a class on how to create your bank account and what to do. And some places do have it. You know what I'm saying? Some people are incorporating different curriculums into their schooling now. But it's something that I know I haven't grown up with that. And I know that balancing a checkbook and doing your bank account and all that other stuff came because it was something that you did because you had to do it or because your parents set it up for you or whatever. It's not something that you automatically knew how to do alone. It's something that you had to figure out. And so I think this is something that'll be useful to our generation, to our kids, instead of just showing them crap. Right? Instead of just showing them crap. But let me see what you guys are saying. They should be teaching the stuff they should be teaching: how to budget, how to file taxes, period. About building credit and investing. School is producing worker bees to keep the rich rich. Right. And that's the thing. They're not creating people to have ideas and to take those ideas and run with it. They're teaching you how to be a good employee. They're teaching you how to be at the top, how to be a top executive of somebody else's company. That is what they're producing. And they're not producing a lot of entrepreneurs. Most of the entrepreneurs that that we see today are dropouts, or they didn't finish they didn't go to college. A lot of our entrepreneurs are not the people that are the scholars. Right. And then we have the scholars that are so much in debt that they will never, ever, 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 ever get out of debt because it's designed to keep them there. I remember when I was in high school, my teacher told me, my economics teacher, she said, do not get a loan from college. And we were seniors in high school, right? And she was like, do not get a loan in college. And she was like, because if you get a loan in college, it is designed for you to pay that loan back for the rest of your life. Depending on what kind of job you get, like if you become a doctor and you're making all this money, imagine how much more in debt you are because of all of the schooling that you had to take. Right? You're never paying that, but are you making money? No. Are you, you know what I'm saying? Like it takes a lot for you to make money. It takes a lot for you to get out of debt. Right? And then they want to keep on putting you in debt. So become a doctor. That's a great thing. So you become a doctor. And I'm not saying it's not because we need them. Because let me tell you something, my doctor was amazing, right? And I need whatever she went, whatever she did in school, and however she, whatever her system was, I was happy with it because she saved my life, right? But you get out of school, now you owe all of that money back, and then you want, of course you want to get married and have, the house and the car and all of these other things, more debt, more debt, more debt. So when do you actually get out of debt? How do you actually pull yourself up out of debt? Right? And so these things are something that we should be teaching the kids in school. Yes, you're telling them they want to, build a life and do all of these things, but also teach them how to build a life that is debt free, or build a life that, even if you are having healthy debt, what they say, healthy debt to build your credit and all of that, have a way to pay it back. That goes along with, the guidelines of what Angela was talking about when she was here from Hello Breakthrough, about having a way to pay this money back, right? As opposed to just being in debt. You're just working to pay off this debt. How can you work and enjoy what you're building, right? So let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. Each state has its own curriculum. Inner city kids curriculum is trash. It's trash. Unless you have a great teacher, inner cities, trash. People don't want to teach. Kids don't want to be there. Kids are bored. Teachers don't want to teach. There's a bunch of stuff that's going on. Inner cities, trash. I went to one of the worst high schools. It was rated the worst high school in the Bronx, right? And that's the high school that I went to. Fortunately for me, my principal that came in was the person that turned the school around. She was our, what's the principal from Lean On Me. It was what's his name? I see his Jesus. He plays Jesus all the time. He what was his name? Somebody tell me his name real fast. Tell me his name real fast. All kids don't learn the same. All teachers aren't good teachers, period. And they need to adjust to the learning styles. They need to, like that place in Atlanta. I love how they teach because the kids want to be there. They want to learn. They want to grow. They want to, do the next thing and the next thing. They don't want to be dumbed down, you know. So let me see. I took finance in school. Did you take finance in college, Miss Lois? I love your sweatshirt. Hey. Some states are making it mandatory to teach finance and banking classes now, and they need to. But why is it taking decades and decades and decades for y'all to get it together? I wish we would have had those things when I was coming up. Yep, yep. Um, uh, Carter. What was his principal? What's that's it? That's his name, Miss Lois. Ron Clark Academy. Yes. Yes, I think if we had those everywhere, especially in the inner cities, I think our kids would love to read. I think they would love to write things that I think they need. Do math. I'll tell you right now, I really do not like doing math. Math is something that I begrudgingly do. You know what I'm saying? Like I do it if I have to. I don't do it because I like it. And that's not how it should be. And I know I could easily flip the switch, but it is something that, I've been consistent with my entire life. I gotta get out of the habit of doing that. But we want our kids to enjoy, and not so much, you don't have to love it, but you have to not want to hate, not hate it and put it off to the back burner because you hate it so much. You want them to be able to grow, so they can apply those things. Oh, finance in high school. They didn't have that in my high school, girl. Ron Clark, right? No, that's the Clark Academy. No, what is his name? His name was Joe something. Principal. What is his name? Joe Clark. Joe Clark. Joe Clark. Joe Clark. Joe Clark. You said Clark, but I was like, what is his name? I can't remember the first part. Joe Clark. Joe Clark. Yes. And so my principal was like that. She was a lady. She was a black woman. She was a short woman. And she went in there and she turned every single thing around in my high school. I am so grateful for her because there were the girls in my high school. We were in, my high school had a daycare in the high school. What? My high school had a daycare in the high school because for the parents, the kids who had the students that had kids early, they had a place to take their kid while they were in school, which is great because they were still able to get their education and know that their child was in school. They don't have to go to a daycare or anything. But yeah, it was crazy. So she turned it around, and because of her, I had opportunities. Because of her, I was able to do different things. I participated in a lot of things. That she made sure that the activities were still going on, and it didn't seem like it was the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? Like she made sure that all of our programs were still top notch. In there, that's where I excelled in dance. I did band. I was a cheerleader for my entire time that I was there. And I came back to the school and taught cheerleading. So I was the coach at the school. I also had the opportunity to go to Tennessee. So they took the inner city kids out of the city and put them into other environments so they could see what it's like to live outside of the inner city. Because a lot of the times inner city kids only think about what they can see in front of them. They don't think about the whole entire world. They don't know that they could travel the whole entire world because they don't have those type of options. But in my school, this is one of the programs that they wanted to do. So they sent a group of us, and I don't know how they chose us, but I know I was one, and I was grateful to be one of them. They sent us to Bell Buckle, Tennessee, and we went to go to school like on a campus. We went there for, I don't even know how long we was there for, but just to take us out of the city, take us out of the environment, just to experience life, which was great. And I think a lot more schools should do things like this. But yeah, I think we need to change the way, and I don't know how we got on education, but I think we need to change the way that we are teaching our kids, because the way they're consuming information is different. And so we have to go with the times. We have to roll with the times. We can't just keep it the same old way. We have to catch up with the times. And let me see. Um, that's how they point out problem kids, because they can't always keep up with the curriculum. The curriculum is trash. Right. The curriculum is trash. And not to mention, they could care less. They just showing you something, they giving you something, they could care less if you do it or not. Right. The only time that they care is on the test. I know where we are now. A lot of the times they are not telling the answers, but testing and things like that is very important in this area. The graduation rate, all of that stuff is very important in this area. Why is it important? Doesn't mean that your child was amazing and deserved to pass the class. They want the rate to be higher so that they can get more money. They want the test scores to be high so that they can get more funding. And so that doesn't necessarily mean that they are prepared to go out into the real world, because they're not. They're just trying to push them out because they're trying to get the funding for the school, which is crazy. And I think that they don't have to push the kids out if they make school enjoyable, if they're giving them things that they could relate to in the real world. And I know Tupac was saying they need to have a real sex education class, and it's absolutely true. I know when I went, we had DARE, we had our sex education classes, but our classes it wasn't anything that you could relate to. It kind of was like a story and situations, but nothing that we could relate to. So it kind of was like, I got to get out there and see for myself. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like that. It wasn't like, oh, I could see myself being this. I could see how this would look. Like if you instead of making drugs look weird, right? Show what the crack epidemic did to the people that was in, like, I'm from the Bronx, which meant the epidemic for us was I remember being young and seeing the tops on the ground, and it used to be corners. Like if you go to the corner store had all those different color tops. I don't know how old anybody in this room is, but y'all remember when they used to have those little different color tops that they put the little stuff in, and it would be on the ground. It would be on the ground. Like I remember that. Like go into that. You going into, you know, the world on drugs and all this other stuff, and you showing the president and stuff like that. Don't show me the president and show me what the president and his wife is doing. Don't show me that. Show me what's going on in my neck of the woods. Show me what's going on with, a lot of us have family members who have succumbed to that. Show me that. Let's talk about what's happening in my neck of the woods, because I could tell you about my experience. I could relate to that. Give me something I can relate to. They're not relating to the kids anymore. Well, not even anymore. They're not relating to the kids, and they don't care to have a connection because they think they know better, and they're not giving them what they need. Even in college, like it doesn't stop just, when they're from elementary on up. It goes into college as well. Like the curriculums need to be updated. You can't keep on giving the same information that you've been given for decades. You can't keep giving the same business advice that you've been given for decades. Things have changed. You have to change the curriculum with it. And so I think that, it needs to be more evolved. It needs to be more evolved. Let me see. There should be stations. Let me see. Teachers should be okay. Wait, I think I missed a lot. Let me see. Yes, I know the person who made the New Jersey financial literacy curriculum. You do? Come on, Yazzie Faye. Teachers should be teaching with hands-on audio and oral for students that has different learning styles. That is so true, Miss Lois. That is so true. I was talking to who was I talking to? I was talking to someone, right? And they were saying that, oh, my friend, she said her son is very smart, but when it comes to the test, he's failing the test. And I said, you know what? I think it's something with the kids. I said, and even with me, even though if I go to the doctor and they hand me a clipboard, and let me know if you do this, right? They hand me a clipboard at the doctor, and I know that I got to fill out the questionnaire or I got to fill out the form. I know all the stuff that I got to put on this form. I know this information. This information is stuff that I know, but I always feel like, oh my gosh, when I get it, it's like an anxiety that you get when you have to fill out a form. And I said, I think that's what the kids are feeling when they have to take a test. You know what I'm saying? Because you could have a whole conversation about the things with them. They know exactly what they read or what they learned, but when it comes to the test, that's when they start messing up. And again, it's not because they don't know the information. I think it's how they have to put the information down, or it may just be anxiety, right? And so they should teach them how to take tests. And they know, if you know that the kid in the class is smart, but when it comes to taking the test, they're failing, then you should know right there they're not a bad student. They're a great student. They're not a dumb student. They're learning. So you know those things, but why not try to see how can you reach them, right? Or how can they test better? Just like Miss Lloyd said, you know what I'm saying? There's different learning styles. And so how can you reach them? Right? What can I do to make this better? How can I help you to test better? And I think they need to do that. My son is the same way. He'll have the information, he'll know the information, he'll be doing great in the classes, but then when it comes to the test, he's not doing well. He's not performing well on the test. And I think I don't know if it's like anxiety. I feel like it may be anxiety, but like a test anxiety. And they need to teach them how to test better. They need to teach them how to test better. There should be stations, and students should have some way to show what they learned other than the test. Yes, I agree with that, Miss Lois. That's a great suggestion. The geomagnetic storm was wild too. I'm behind with comments. I had a call come in. Yeah, my computer wasn't charging. It was crazy. It was crazy. I was about to ask if Mercury was in retrograde. Amir's about to be homeschool. Real talk. If you can do it, I suggest that you do. I suggest that you do. Hey Kay, she said happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. Yazzie, I think that a lot more Black parents are going to be doing homeschooling, and I think they should, because you get to control the information that you give to your child. Because It's a lot of things I want to say about that, but I'm not going to go there. Um, we don't have the same quality education, especially depending on where you are. I know that my kids have gone to predominantly other side of my hand school, and so I know that there's a lot of other things that they're dealing with, and I know that sometimes the teachers are very dismissive of those students that look like me, right? They're very dismissive. They say they rather dismiss them and say they're problematic. They rather dismiss them and say that they don't want to learn. They rather dismiss them and put them in special ed. They rather dismiss them and put them somewhere else in the detention or somewhere else. But they don't help them the way they help everybody else, which is crazy to me. Because in this day and age, it should be different. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. The more things are different, the more they say the same. The more things change, the more they say the same is absolutely true. You know what I'm saying? I remember having to call the Board of Education because a little girl yelled, whispered the N word to my son. So I said, they's like, oh, well, she didn't know what she was saying. They was really protective of this little girl, right? And I said, oh no, I want the girl's parent here. I want the girl in trouble. I want things to happen. And if you don't do something, if you don't take action, I am going to the Board of Education and I'm going to do this myself. Why? Because the girl, they were young. I think they were about 7 or 8, right? She knew not to say it. Okay. She knew not to say it out loud. She knew not to say it for anybody else to hear. She said it directly to him. You know what I'm saying? So she knew exactly what the word meant, how to use it, and who to use it on. You know what I'm saying? And so if that's the case, then we need, I had to fight for them to take action. But they got different things stacked up against them, and I think they're ill-equipped, especially if the parents are working and they don't have time. And it's not to say that the parents shouldn't be working. It's not to say you need to work, you need to support your family, you need to take care of your whole household. And so I get it. Sometimes you need 1 and 2, 3 and 3 jobs. Food is expensive. Y'all seen that the bag of Doritos $7 for a bag of Doritos? Okay. And so things are changing, and you got to take care of your household, and with the cost of living going up, you got to keep up, right? And so I get it. And so if your child is going through this and there's nobody there to help your child and nobody is there to look out for your child, what's going to happen? They're not going to want to go to school. They're not going to want to learn. They're not going to feel like they're being heard. And it's crazy. It's crazy. Let me see. And plus you can give them the information. They're giving us lies in school as far as I'm concerned, but you get to teach your kids whatever it is that you want to teach them, right? I mean, it's going to be a challenge because your children will test the crap out of you. They will. But I think that is going a better option, or maybe even have somebody like Miss Loyce, who is or has been a teacher, and have an online thing where you can have access to homeschooling and have a curriculum and have something where they can go online and work with her. Maybe have some tutoring sessions, maybe have some, workshops and things like that. I think that would be something that would be great for our children. Let me know in the chat if y'all think the same. Let me know in the chat if y'all think the same. Good morning, Miss Tracy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. The school system is being run by politics, y'all. Period. Period. He has test anxiety. Yep. Hey, Melissa. How you been, girl? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, Lois, it is. And that's why it's failing. Yep, by design. Yep, by design. Because they're going to keep you getting the lower paid jobs. They need people to work those things. They need people to do those things. Right? And so that's what they're producing. Let me see. It's all by design. Oh, I have severe testing anxiety. I'm telling you, I don't even know. Like I was saying, they give me the clipboard for my medical stuff, and I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my gosh, like I know what my name is, I know what my address is, I know all this information. Why am I feeling like I'm on edge to fill out this paperwork? I don't know. They really need to do something about that. I have severe testing anxiety. He needs techniques on how to calm down for testing. Yes, His confidence needs to be built up about the test. Tell your friend to ask the counselor. I definitely will. Oh, well, he's graduating. He's graduating, but I'll definitely and he wants to be a nurse. So he's going to school for that, but I'll definitely tell her because he's going to have to take lots of tests. Some kids need music, white noise during tests, and they should allow kids to do that. They should allow kids to do that. He needs a test strategy. Yes, Amir is such a leader. It's ridiculous. That's why his teachers can't believe his comments. Amir being there, questioning everything and standing on business. He challenges everything that doesn't sound right, and I don't blame him, and he needs to. Parents have to advocate for their children. Absolutely. Absolutely. I wish more parents were in the household to do that. You know what I'm saying? And when they're not and they try, they're trying to take off time. And then on the job, they're saying if they don't come in, they can't take another day off. If they take another day off, they're going to get fired or they're going to get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different things in the air that can. So many, but the flip side are the parents that keep getting lawyers for everything instead of getting their children situated with the proper care. True. Good morning, Big Meech. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, please and thank you. Please hit the like. Coming back from a meeting. Hey, Big Meech. Yeah, we need to be able to advocate for our children. We need, and like I was saying, and it was just something that I came up with now. And I did see there was this lady on TikTok and she has a class. I don't know who she is, but she has a class and she teaches the children from home. So it started because of the panorama, and she's continuing to do that. I think more teachers should step up and do stuff like that, especially if they're retired, because they can do it at in the comfort of their own home. I think especially the great teachers. I've had some great teachers. I had some really bad teachers, and the same for my sons. Right? They had some really good teachers, and they had some really bad teachers. One of the teachers that one of my sons had was racist. He even thought that telling me that he has a black nephew was something that would make me feel better. Like I would be at ease because you told me you have a black nephew. The fact that you had to tell me that you have a black anything in your family just goes to show me that you think that that's going to be something that's going to put my guard down. That's not making me at ease, because you're not, you seeing that this person as a black somebody in your family. You're not seeing this person as a family member. You know what I'm saying? You're not telling me you got a white niece. You know what I'm saying? So why would you do that? Right? You could have, I think, to me, if you wanted to relate to me and you wanted to say something, you could have been like, you know what? I have my nephew is hyper and he's, sometimes we have to get him to focus and things like that. You would have connected to me better that way instead of trying to tell me you got a black nephew, a black friend, a black whatever, anything. As soon as somebody say they got a black anything, my guard already comes up, because that means you thought that you had to isolate this particular situation instead of talking about a situation to me and let me, make my own judgment. You feel that that was the thing that's going to help me to relate to you. Don't do that. Don't do that. And so one of my son's teachers, he was like, yeah, and I was like, mm-mm, mm-mm. Nope. So I see why you single out my son, because this is your idea of what you think that black boys are like. And so since you think that this is what black boys are like, you treating my son according to your thoughts as opposed to trying to find a way to reach him. And my son is not a problematic child. My son is mouthy, just like I'm here. My son is mouthy. He questions things, and that's all fine. But if you feel a certain type of way, pull him to the side and say, hey, class ain't the time for you to ask that question. Maybe you should ask it, ask me one-on-one, or if, let's have question time, or maybe I'll incorporate a time where you guys could feel free to ask me questions, da 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 da. Something like that, what I think will be more helpful to them. I used to welcome students to ask questions. I didn't walk into the teacher's field because I wanted to. It was my calling. Come on, Miss Lois. I look back and don't understand how my mom did it. I'm telling you, she was always advocating for Amir and I. My brother stayed in trouble at school, but he just was bored with the curriculum, and I questioned everything. And that's the thing, is that they think that the kids are problematic, but they're not problematic. You know what I'm saying? You just are not reaching them. The information, they might even know this information. They may be far advanced in the information that you're teaching. And so, of course, they're bored. Of course, they don't want to sit there and listen to you read a book to the class. Of course, they would rather be moving or active or doing something else. Of course, they would, but see where they are and try to meet them somewhere. You know, I'm not black, and that would have set alarms off for me like, okay, exactly. Okay, and exactly. Like, don't don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, be the teacher, do what you got to do. I get it, but don't sit there. Oh, my black nephew did da 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 da. And I don't want to hear that. As soon as he said that, because I cannot hide a look on my face, I looked and I looked like I was disgusted. He was like, no, Miss Davis. This is what I'm trying to say. Yes, fix it and fix it because you fixing it for you want the way you want me to hear it, and fix it because you want to talk to my son differently from here on out. But I'm gonna tell you, one, your thoughts are not going to change immediately, but you will be changing the way you speak to my son. You will be treating my son differently, right? You will be treating him with respect and not like he's some problem or a bad child, because he's not. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's as parents, we have to listen to our kids. We have to see how they learn. We have to see what programs we can put them in that's going to help them, that's going to encourage them, that's not going to discourage them. One of my sons, I only have two, but one of my sons, he was in art. He loved art. And I tell this story a lot, right? My son loved art, loved it. There was a lady, and I still got his picture somewhere that he drew. He drew a dragon. Dragon was gorgeous. And I'm not saying that because he's my son. It was a gorgeous picture of a dragon. He really took his time with it. He wanted to put this dragon coming out of the egg. And so the teacher told him that that's not what it's supposed to be. He's not supposed to do that. And she didn't like the way it looked. And he was like, but it's my art. You told you we are free to draw what we want. It's my art. And she was like, no, that's not how it goes. And, she put a bad taste about art in his mouth. And as a young kid, he loved art. He loved it. He would draw everything. After this class, he did not want to draw anymore. He just got back into painting and doing stuff like his artistic stuff as an adult. This happened when he was a child. I think about third grade. This happened to him, right? So later on, he heard that the art teacher died, and I think whatever she said to him and the way she made him feel, he took with him for the rest of his life. I know he did, because I mean, not for the rest of his life, but up till now, right? Because as an adult, he still was carrying it with him. And when she passed away, my son didn't feel no way for her. My son did not feel a way for her. And you know what he brought up? Well, and he talked about what she said as the art teacher. You got to be careful about the things that you say. Be mindful about the things these people who are around our children, they got to be mindful of the things that they're saying to these kids, because they're breaking their spirits. They're breaking their spirits, and they need some kind of training. Yes, teach them, educate them. I get it, but you also need some kind of social skill. You also need some kind of sensitivity training. Instead of sitting here talking about your kid is a freaking furry in the school, worry about how you can connect to somebody. Don't call them. They put it. Girl, we can go on and on and on about education and the stupid things that they got going on in the school. Instead of you putting a better curriculum in school, you putting cat boxes in school because somebody is considering themselves a furry or identifying themselves as a furry or an animal. What? What kind of dumb stuff is this? Where did we get this? Whoever in life would put a freaking litter box in a school so a kid could go to the bathroom in a litter box? What are we teaching our kids here? And this is not the black people that's doing it, because I haven't seen any black people doing this. But not to say that, they don't. I'm just saying that I haven't heard of it. Why would you put that in school? I'm pretty sure you could have figured out another way for these kids to have learned. I'm pretty sure that you could have figured out another way for a program or something so that they can talk to more people like them and they're not doing stupidity like this. I mean, I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy. Literal cat boxes in the school, in the bathrooms. What? What? Let me see. I missed some stuff. Okay, my kids are mixed. Let a teacher say that to me. I know that's right, Big Meech. If an educator had to bring race into what's happening, they don't belong in that profession at all, Miss Melody, at all. They need to be paid. They need to be paid more instead of letting just anybody teach. Period. And there's got to be some kind of passion, even if the passion dwindles. But there's got to be some kind of passion. And I think they lack passion because they lack protection. They lack passion because of areas that they in. They lack passion because they're not getting paid. They lack passion because they're not appreciated. And it shows with their paycheck. You know what I'm saying? It shows with their paycheck. When a person shows you who you are, who they are, believe them. Yeah. Could be problematic, unlike my oldest could be problematic, unlike most parents. I'm honest about my children. The good one and the not so good. The good and the not so good. Too many parents are not. Yes, they think their child is angels. Let me tell you something. I know my son. I know if you tell me my son says something, or I'm gonna ask him if he said it first, and I'm gonna definitely have his back. But I'm definitely gonna ask him, did you say that? You know what I'm saying? What did you do? I'm gonna ask them that, because I'm like, I could protect you, but you gotta tell me the truth. The only way I can protect you if you tell me the truth. I can't protect you with a lie. Don't have me out here looking stupid, saying you didn't say something or you didn't do something and you did. You know what I mean? Don't have me out here looking stupid. Too many parents are not. I still advocated for my sons. I know that's right, Miss Tracy. I used to pre-test my students to find out if they knew the information in the curriculum. That's good, Miss Lois. Right, Tracy. When kids get out of line, they need to be checked. Period. If they passed the pre-test, I had different enrichments for my students to show their comprehension of the assignment. Miss Lois, you sound like you was a great teacher. Not in Texas. No comment. Yes, Miss Lois, let me know if you're down into the science. Okay. Let me tell y'all, it's crazy. It's crazy. Um, so we spent our time talking about education and the educational system, and I'm fine with that. Like I said, I'll go wherever the conversation leads us to. But I think we need to do better with our teachers. We need to source, or not source. What's the word? There needs to be a better way that they are picking these teachers for whatever um subject that they put in them in. I think they should. A lot of teachers have been broken down and unpaid and not protected, and I agree, Miss Lois. I definitely agree with that. I think it's definitely about that, especially when you're going to school. And I know for us, I know personally that there was a situation when one of the students put their hands on the teacher, and the teacher didn't put their hands on the student. And what kind of punishment is there for that? What kind of rules do we have for that? What do we have in place for that? You know what I'm saying? I said, I'm gonna tell you one thing, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. Because if a student put their hands on me, I'm gonna let you know I'm wearing that student out. I'm wearing them out. I'm kicking them out my class. They cannot step foot in my class. They cannot be where I'm going to be. I want the parent. Shh. It couldn't be me. It could not be me, because I probably would never be a teacher. I would probably be banned from being a teacher anywhere on earth, because I will not have that. That's disrespectful. That means the parent isn't doing the job. That means the principal isn't doing their job. That means everybody is failing to help this person. And I am now going to fall victim or prey to this person being outraged or angered or whatever. And they think that they think it's okay for them to put their hands on an adult. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. If you think it's okay for you to put your hands on me, then you think it's okay for me to beat you down, because that's gonna happen. Don't you put your hands in my face. Don't you put them like, don't point at me. Keep your hands at your side. Don't make me feel like I'm on edge. Don't make me feel like I'm threatened, because if I feel that way, I'm gonna let you know right now, I can't tell you what I'm going to do, because now I feel that my space is threatened. So I could not have been. I mean, I love teaching. I love that, but these kids these days, especially in high school and middle school, are out of control. Out of control. Out of control. Let me see. Melissa, your brother's name is Amir too, and they spell it the same. Um, I am thinking about it because I was a science teacher for over 28 years. Miss Lois, you need to do it. You need to. Society has to account for all different types of ways that people identify. There will be more identities unveiling themselves. Keep watching. Let me tell you something. Miss Tracy, litter boxes and kids using the bathroom in litter boxes, I will never respect it. I will never respect it. And that may sound rude. That may sound, I will never respect that. I will never. You gonna let your kid identify as a pet? No. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. Girl, you want to be a girl, a boy, or you don't know you want to change, all of that, I could do. You are not going to identify as no cat or dog. I'm sorry. Or a stuffed animal. I'm not doing that. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. That's right. These teachers will break your spirit. Yep. I said I wanted to be a published author by 18, and the teacher said that would never. What? That would never happen. She was right. It happened when I was 15. Come on, Melissa. Come on, Melissa. That's what I'm talking about. Well, Amir would appreciate it. Yes. Yep. Period. Cali meets NYC. I had a teacher mess me up with math in junior high school. When I figured out what the issue was, I healed and was able to use that as a learning moment for my children. Absolutely. His teacher told me he will have a rude awakening next year in middle school. I had to check that. Let me tell you something. Middle school, I could talk about that because coming from school and going into middle school, my kids messed up because their responsibilities are different. They have to move to class. You know what I'm saying? They're dealing with a whole bunch of different personalities. And so middle school is going to be a rude awakening. I hate to tell you that, Yazzie Faye, it is. But it's going to be a rude awakening, not because other people are going to treat him away, but because he's going to have to get used to being in a pattern of being more independent and going to different classes and, that type of stuff. So my kids did, in the way that they learn, my kids did, as soon as they're the first year in middle school, their grades did drop. But it got, they picked it up, but it did drop when they first got there. Let me see. Teachers need to back up from the administration. My sister threw a chair back at the student. I know that's right. Because I'm not playing with these kids. Don't you think? Because you a student that I will not, because I will. That cat stuff is something they're learning at home. Not all teachers at Melissa. Melissa, I hope you went back and right. I would have sent her a signed copy of the book. I would have did some appearance there. Listen here, teacher. Same for Amir. He only does art for me in my cards. They be messing these kids up. The identity awareness bullcrap is alarming. The things they're allowing to be taught in school is disgusting. It absolutely is. Miss Lakeisha Keisha. Yes, my brother is Amir. Amir is the one who she was letting take out her braces. Remember? Is that him, Melissa? That's crazy. They spell it the same way. Yes, my son's name is Amir too, but his is Amir. Shamar's name is Amir, but it's Amir. But yeah, nope. These kids, like I told you, I got a neighbor. She's walking around looking like she's depressed. Like she looks like, why are we walking like that? Why are we doing this? Her parents are wonderful. Well, according to me, I don't know. They could be different in home, but amazing people. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that from this. But again, you got to let kids be kids. But I'm not gonna let my kid think it's a cat. I'm not gonna let my kid think he's a puppy. I'm not gonna let my kid think he's a teddy bear. Now, if you're gay and you feel like you were born in the wrong body, then you can change. You can make that decision when you're 18. When you're able to make adult decisions, that's when I'll allow you to make that adult decision for yourself. I'm not gonna allow you to make that decision when you're 7 years old, 8 years old. You don't even know what kind of shoes you want to put on. You don't even know if you want to wear a skirt or pants. No, I'm not going to. You could be you want to be gay, you could be gay all you want. Be the happiest gay person you want to be. But you are not going to be changing a gender at this young age. Because there's no way that we're going to be able to reverse that back. Or there's no way that I could, all of these drugs and all of these things that I'm pumping in, not me, but other people that you pumping into your kid, the way that they're feeling, there's nothing that you could do about that because it's the drug is moving through them. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do about the way that they're feeling about that. Now, you want to dress like a boy and you a girl, you want to dress like a boy, you want to act like a boy, do it. Do it, do it, do it. As soon as the day you turn 18 and you say, this is what I want, I'm here, I'm for you, I'm going to support it, right? But I'm not going to allow that, the things that we're allowing our kids to do. How are you allowing your kid can't stay out past 11 o'clock, but you're going to let them decide their gender? It's crazy. It's crazy what they're allowing. Like Lakeisha said, it's crazy that we are allowing these kids to make major decisions like this. And we're taking the parents out of it. Imagine we're taking the parents out of these kind of decisions. This is insane for me. Insane. Because yes, if you feel let me take my kids to counseling, offer me some kind of counseling. You know what I'm saying? Don't take me out of this decision. Let's get into counseling. Let's explain the purpose of me waiting until this time. Yes, it may be easier for you to transition because things develop and it may whatever, right? That may be a thing, but let me tell you, I don't want this to be a decision. This is a lifelong decision. This is something you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. So whatever changes you make, I want you to know that you had weighed your options. You also want to make sure that you're going to the right person for the job, all of that. Like I said, I will wholly support it, but I'm not going to support it as a child. You can't even get your grades together. You can't decide if you want to study. You don't even know what you're studying. You don't even know what they're pumping into you. You don't even know what these drugs do, but you just know, oh, no. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. I think we need to start, be okay with having conversations with our kids. And if our kids need to seek some help, we need to be okay with that. But I don't think that we should just let them go off and do the things all crazy, not crazy, because it's not crazy. If you feel that in your heart and you feel it in your soul, I can't say that it's a crazy thing. But I also want to say that I'm not going to allow you to do that. Not at that age. You know what I'm saying? Not at that age. Not at that age. Let me see. Yep, that's him. The one who was taking the braces out. Which is important that we should speak life into our children. Oh, yes, cousin. That is absolutely true. I sure did give her a copy. I know that's right. I became a science teacher because of my ninth grade biology teacher. She said I would not graduate. And I think that these teachers should be accountable, and it should be put in their face when they do things like this to these kids and how it affects them, because it affects them so bad. It affects them. Like, just because an art teacher told my son he shouldn't draw an egg with his dragon and his picture wasn't art and all this other stuff, made him change the way he saw art for the almost, up until adulthood. We need to hold these teachers, like, you can't just say any old thing to these kids. You cannot. Let me see. My sister is 4'11". Her students are way taller than her. I know that's right, girl. If let me tell you something, I might, if I can't fight you like your sister did, I'll throw the chair. Sue me. Sue me. Wait, did you say they identify as a cat? No, I was not joking. It's the truth. It's the truth. And they're putting litter boxes in the bathroom. It's the truth. I'm not even joking. Litter boxes in the bathroom. I went back to high school and told her what she said to me. Look at me now. That's right. Thank you for giving me my push. Thank you for giving me my push. Thank you for giving me. Thank you for giving my pushing me. Okay. Thank you for giving me the push to make me the best. I wrote the curriculum for the district. Oh, come on, Miss Lois. Auntie Nick, I man needs a phone call when you get time because this school stuff. Okay, got you. My daughter told me that on the first day of school, when she was a senior, a girl went off on the teacher because she was not addressed as a male and a name she created for herself. She went ballistic, crazy. Crazy. That's probably them drugs. Good for you, Lois. Has anyone supposed to know if how is anyone supposed to know if nobody knew her? Right. It's the mighty dollar. Yep. Yes, the only black teacher in my district Katie ISD. Come on, Miss Lois. The teacher was apologetic, but that was not enough. Sometimes these kids be doing the most because they trying to put on a show. They trying to put on a show. If you want me to, you want me to help and call you this, say something to me on the side. If I see your name and your name say Michelle on my thing, that's who you are going to be called. If you tell me your name is Taylor and it says Michelle here, I'm going to call you Michelle. If you say, yes, my name is Michelle, but I would love for you to call me Taylor because, I identify, blah, blah, blah. Have a conversation. These kids don't know how to speak these days. These kids don't know how to speak these days. They're all out of control. Good morning, Janae. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, everyone. I will watch the replay. I done missed the lesson. Yes, girl. We talk about kids and school and education. I want to say what I mean by kids be doing the most is that they be disrespectful and or violent. Yes, they do. They do. They are disrespectful. They are violent. They have no respect for authority. They have no respect really for their parents. But this is what they're learning, right? They have no respect for their parents and they have no respect for guidance. You know what I'm saying? They think they can act and do the things that they want because they are being told that they should be able to be free to live the life that they know. You need rules. You need guidelines. Be free when you're 18. Be free when you're out the house. That's when you could be free. That's when you live your free life. You know what I'm saying? But right here, right now, you have rules. You have rules. You have things. You have respect. You respect your teachers. You respect your elders. We don't teach our kids this anymore. We think, oh, well, everybody is equal. No, everybody is not equal. Everybody's not equal. As an adult, you could say that. When you're a kid, you have respect for your elders. Even and sometimes, elders don't deserve it, but excuse yourself. You know what I'm saying? Excuse yourself. Like my son's Spanish teacher, when we had the whole situation and he spoke to my son a way and my son spoke back to him in a way, right? I understand where you coming from and you were not wrong because I probably would have did the same thing, but you can't do that to your teacher. You have to have respect, right? You excuse yourself, go down to the principal, excuse yourself, or say, I don't appreciate the way you're speaking to me or whatever, or was rude. You can do that. I don't want you to ever feel that you don't have an opinion. I don't want you to ever feel that you cannot ever speak up. You know what I'm saying? I'm raising black men. I don't ever want you to feel that you can't speak up. I always want you to know that you do have power, but I also want you to know that you have to have respect. You have to have respect. We were required to call them by their government names. Yes. There's a new breed of kids, but it's in the Bible that it was coming to pass. Let me tell you something. They are here. They are making their voice heard, and I'm here for all of it. I'm here for all of it. But some things is nonsensical. Some things are nonsensical, and I do not vibe with that at all. You know what I'm saying? Especially the litter boxes in school. We're not doing that. We're not doing it. You're gonna put a litter box in here, get them a different book. You got the people in Florida trying to take out the black books for the kids to read. They don't want these books to be there. They want to take certain things out of the curriculum. They want to take certain subjects out. No, 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 no. Take that out. Take that out of the whole school system, period. Don't ever let that be a conversation. Don't let it take up time in the Board of Education meetings. Don't let it take, you know what I'm saying? Don't let it take up space. Don't put it on the agenda. Do away with that. You know what I'm saying? Do away with that. Put some other stuff in the agenda that these kids could use. Put something that's going to be beneficial, that's going to help them in their future. The job is to teach them, to encourage them, to empower them so that they can go on and move on to the next level, not to make them go backwards and let me tell you something. I don't want to say and be idiots because I don't want to be insensitive to somebody's cat child. But yeah, no. You don't allow pets in school. Why would you allow a pet person in school? No, we're not doing that. You want to dress like a cat, dress like a cat. Dress like a cat all day, but you're going to dress like a cat and you're going to use the regular bathroom. However you decide you want to crouch on the toilet, on the top of the toilet bowl, I don't care what you do in the bathroom because I don't see it. If you want to crouch on the toilet bowl, crouch on it. I don't care. But you are not going to sit here and identify as a cat and go to a litter box. It's not happening. We got to draw the line somewhere. We got to draw the line somewhere. You want to come to school dressed like a cat? You want to wear whiskers and those little headband ears? I don't care. I don't care. As long as you come in and don't you meow in my class. Don't you bark in my class. Act like you're here to learn because this is what we're here for. Learn. Do whatever you want in the bathroom. If you want to eat with your hands, eating like a cat, if you want to take your hand and put it to the bowl or drink milk out of bowl and lick it, I don't care. Do all of those things, but you are not going to have a litter box in the bathroom, and it's not going to take up things that we have on our agenda for the Board of Education, because that's crazy. But it could just be me. But I think that's crazy. I think it's crazy. The kids have to be taught how to address others. Yep, they are not getting at home, and the parents are, and they are rebelling. And the parents, they are not getting it at home. The parents are rebelling against how they were raised. Yes, yes, yes. They want to do the opposite, which is a good and a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? We want to give them what we didn't have. We want to give them respect, and we want to do all these things, but we also have to teach them that they have to respect as well. They have to be out there doing what they got to do as kids. You know what I'm saying? As kids, and I'm an advocate. Do not allow anybody to touch you. Do not allow anybody to be in your space. All of those things. Don't be in a room like with me. My mom always said you cannot be in a room with a man. You make sure that if men company coming over, I don't care if it's a cousin, make sure you wear pants. You can't just be walking around in a nightgown. You can't just be walking around with no bra on. There were things that my mom said to me that I still to this day I still do. I still won't just be walking around my house any old type of way. I don't care who's here. I don't care if it's my brothers. I don't care. I don't care who it is. I'm not gonna be walking around the house like that, because this is something that my mother she instilled in me, and I still say the same thing, because anybody can do anything. Anybody can hurt you. Anybody can take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying? So, you got to be mindful about those things. And there's some lessons that you got to teach your kids, but they can't just have access to every single thing. And they can't just be doing anything. I be seeing these little girls in middle school wearing booty shorts. Who let you wear those? We went off in another topic, but we could be real here, right? This is what we do, right? Who let you wear those? In middle school, crop tops? What? Why? Why? Your stomach don't need to be out. And then you can call me old fashioned, you can call me whatever. No, your stomach don't need to be out, and neither does your booty. There are people, sex offenders in the area. There are grown men looking at your children, preying on your children. This is why they don't have the freedom to do those type of things. They can still dress nice without showing off their body. In freaking middle school, even in high school. In high school, I say the same thing. Like, what are we doing here? Why are you dressed like that? Why are you dressed like that? Where's your respect for yourself? You know what I'm saying? Yes, you have freedom, but some things are a little too much. Little bra tops with a little shirt on top. What are we doing here? And then you wonder why the teachers are messing with your students, because this is how. And I'm not. You know what? That's going to make it sound like I'm making up an excuse, but it's true. It's true. The way that these teachers are looking at the students, you got to eliminate those things. Yes, your child should be able to dress the way they want to dress. Yes, they should be able to express their creativity and who they are. Yes, they should be able to do all of those things, but you also got to be mindful that it's not just about your child. It's also about the people that are surrounding your child. It's also about the people who are having these thoughts and doing these things to your children. And I'm saying children, and I'm talking about all the way up until 18, 17, when they're in high school. All these thoughts and things. No, you can't control it, but these are the things that are going on. You know what I'm saying? So try to eliminate those things. And I'm not saying have your child dress in hoodies and, oversized things. That's not what I'm saying. You can still dress tastefully without looking like a hoe. I'm just saying. Let me see. Yep, Nikki, that's how I was raised. Cover up. Cover up. That's exactly how I was raised. I don't care who it is. You have to make sure your stuff is covered. And it doesn't mean that you have to put on, like I said, you're not covering up your whole entire body. I got to put on a robe, somebody's here. No, it means that I have to have on a bra, and it means that I can't have on a little nightgown. I have to put on some pajama pants, or I have to if I put on some pajama shorts, they got to be longer than the bottom of my butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mother did not allow me to walk around the house like that. Facts. It's usually someone then that's the truth. The prom dresses, yep. My grandmother used to say, you are my grandmother used to say, you are safe around men or women. or you aren't safe, right? Or you aren't safe. Um, the way you say litter box, Miss Tracy, the way you say litter box, I'm laughing so hard. Litter box. What the F? Board of Education is becoming a ish show. And parents versus when we went to school and our parents growing up. Yep. Oh, honey, these kids dress any kind of way nowadays, wearing pajamas and nothing to school. I wish Caitlin would. I know that's right. Truth. At least the booty shorts were on the middle schoolers. I saw it on preschoolers. Shh, let me tell you something. Did you say a hoe? I did. And did. And did. Having a modicum of modesty and humility has gone out of the window. Period. You are not safe. Okay, that's what I thought you meant. Yep, you're not safe around nobody. That's what my mother told me the same thing. You are not safe no matter what. And we need to get back into that. We need to get back into that. We lost it. It's lost. We need to bring it back. I'm not saying those were the best times, but I had my best. My childhood was amazing, but I'm not saying those were the best times or whatever. Everybody's childhood is going to do something, but or mean something different to them. But come on, there's a respect. There's a way that you should be dressing. There's a way that you should be speaking. There's a way that you should be acting. And it's not because somebody's trying to control you. It's just a level of respect. It's just what you were supposed to be doing. Have the freedom to say and do whatever it is that you want to do, but also know that you need to be respectful in doing so. And that's all. I think if we have respect in doing it, it would be so much better, easier to have these kind of conversations, to do these things. um I have I'm not gonna say it just in case they watching. They may watch this episode and this would be the episode that they find at this particular point and be like, oh, that's me. But I think that you should, like I said, if your child want to identify as a different gender than the one that they were born into, then you can do all of the opposite gender things that you want. You could play all the opposite gender sports. You could dress the way you want. You could act the way you want. You could speak the way that you want. You want to make your voice deeper. You want to do this. You want to make it higher. You want to do this. You want to you want to stuff your bra. Girls used to stuff their bra. You want to stuff your bra. I don't care what you do, but you're not changing your gender until you turn 18. Until you turn 18. I'm not going to lie. It may even, and I can't even say what age I will push it to because my kids are now grown. But I think 18, you should be able to say as an adult, because this is how you're operating, right? As an adult, you're out of high school, you're going to be living this next chapter of your life. I think you should be living this chapter of your life the way you see fit for your life. And I mean, that's respect. I don't think that people should be allowing their children to do this now, early. I don't. I think all of the drugs and all of the things that they're consuming starts changing and formula and not manipulating, but just things is going crazy in there. So I think it's a lot more counseling and everything else that needs to happen. I think before I even would even consider allowing a child to do anything like that, that they would have to be going to counseling and years of it, because you're not just gonna go and be like, oh, the counselor said, yeah, no, that's not happening. No, 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 no. We need to know, right? We need to know. We need to know that this is the permanent decision and stuff like that. So I think again, if we have respect and we're able to notice things in our children, just like you were saying as far as education, Miss Lois was saying about education, learn how the kids are learning. Meet them where they are, have conversations, be open, teach your kids to be able to articulate what they're feeling. I think that we can have a better society of people moving forward, and not kids using, like, what is this? And I'm gonna say it again because this bugs me, because I know it's happening in my school district. What is this cat kid, dog kid? What is this kid going to grow up to be? Are they going to continue using the bathroom and the litter box? Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why does that bother me so? Because I don't feel like we should be training our kids to be animals. Not that kind of animal. I just don't think so. I don't trust anyone. Kids too. I man knows I pop up on everything. Don't trip, plays, dates, etc. Yep. 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 You can't trust anyone around your kids. Period. You cannot. You cannot. You cannot. I don't. Let me tell you something. I don't know what they're gonna be. I don't know what they. We're not doing that. You gonna use the bathroom just like everybody else. Even if you, like I said, if you decide you want to be a different gender, you gonna use the bathroom the way you want to use the bathroom. Like I said, I don't care if you sit down on the toilet bowl. I don't care if you stand up and pee. I don't care what you do. But we're not going through all of this to be wasting time on things that could. You want to use a litter box, you use a litter box at home. When you come to school, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. Kids nasty too. Yeah, they are. We're not doing that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I would have not even entertained that. If I was at that meeting, I would have been like, I'm out of here. I'm not sitting in here for this meeting. This is probably why I don't have a job where I have to, play by the rules, because I would not have sat there for that meeting. And if I did sit there for that meeting, they would have heard a whole mouthful of me saying how dumb that idea was. Miss Davis, you can't say that the idea is dumb, but it is. It's dumb and stupid, and then they're not doing it. We're not allowing that to happen. What size litter box are we putting in this bag? We're not doing that. We're not doing it. We're not. We're not. So with that being said, y'all, we went over this morning. We were talking about the kids and education. I really enjoyed this conversation. If you enjoyed this conversation, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Yeah, who gonna clean that stuff up? Who dumping that? Are you crazy? The janitors are not even dumping what's in the bathroom. They only clean the bathroom, toilets, or stalls, or whatever. They clean them, period. But they if the toilet gets backed up or whatever, that's when they're gonna clean the mess. But who's cleaning out these litter boxes? I'd have been like, oh no, you gotta fire me, because I'm not cleaning the litter box. You got to fire me. The litter box is all about entitlement and thinking they can do what they want. It ain't us. Yep. Right, Miss Lloyd. She said, who's cleaning that litter box out? That's human feces. Yep. I was a hawk over my kids. They couldn't spend a night out, and I'm the same way. My kids couldn't. They would not. Mama, can I spend a nope? Nope. They can come over here, but you can't go over there. I don't know who's in that household. Mm-mm. And I don't care if I meet them. I don't know what they like behind closed doors. No. Like I can count on one hand that I let my kids spend the night out. My mother would never let me spend the night in nobody's house. But I mean, she got a little, like, when I got older, she started doing it, but she wouldn't let me do it either. I'm going to work on getting me and my kids into homestead or off the grid, living away from society, not doing the way of the world. I hear that, Janae. I hear that. I will be pulling up on a counselor too. Yup. No staying overnight. Nope. Nope. Definitely not. We ain't doing that. Mm-mm. And if I stayed overnight anywhere, I had pajamas. I had a shirt and pajama pants. I could not wear a nightgown. I could not wear a nightgown, or I was wearing a t-shirt and some pajama pants or some long shorts or something like that. My mama was not letting me go out there like that. She would pack my bag and make sure I had everything in there. And then if I put a nightgown in there, she would take it out and put pajamas in there. That's why I'm going to get this house and let his friends stay over my house. I know that's right. And then you can hear what they say. I got so many stories. I got so many parental stories. We had one kid. The things that parents let their kids do at their own homes, and when they get to somebody else's homes, how they express themselves and the things they do and the things that come out of their mouth. Woo! This kid had to go home that night. This kid had to go home that night. My son had a sleepover for his birthday. One of the kids had to go home. That's how bad it was. I'm so over this new world order BS, because this new world order BS they creating in our face. Let me tell you something. They've been doing it. They've been doing it for a very long time, But yes, you guys. Now, let me cut this off, because I will still keep on talking, because I got so many stories and so much more to say. Maybe we could pick this up back tomorrow. But yes, let me get off this thing so I could get some work done. I got to be back on for 7 o'clock. Make sure that you guys save The time, they'll put it on your phone, put it in your alarm, your alerts. 7 p.m. tonight, we're going to have Miss Aisha Taylor Isa of Sisters in Business Expo, also the Sister Shop. She is going to be on. We're going to be talking consignment. We're going to be talking collaboration. We're going to be talking about her expo. We're going to be talking about all kinds of stuff. And I'm super excited to have her on. So make sure that you tune in tonight. What else? What else? What else? Make sure you follow us on all social media. We are Bubble Babes, BABEZ University everywhere. Go to bubblebabeuniversity.com. Click community, join the community so that you can be notified of anything that we're doing. There's also a lot of information in there. I added the link to the movie that I was talking about, The Social Dilemma. That's there. What else? What else? What else? Turn on, if you're watching this far, make sure that you are subscribed, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're catching the replay, put in the chat replay gang, and make sure that you turn on your notification bell so that you can be notified when we go live. We go live Monday through Friday for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. And we also are going live every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. And it's our live in the session studio where we are going to be joined with someone in entrepreneurship that's going to come on and share how to do something or just share their story with you. I also have the entrepreneur thing. I still haven't named it yet. Situation, and I have to figure out the date and all of that. We're going to talk about that. I got to get that all together. I have some names that I'm playing with that I didn't mesh with yet. So I'm thinking about it. And once I get it together, I will be interviewing entrepreneurs to see what they need, because it's, economy is hard right now. And not sometimes, starting businesses are hard. And so whatever it is that you need to start your business, whatever it is that you need to grow, whatever it is you need to scale your business, I want to make sure that you have it. So we are going to just be talking to each other, be candid, in a nice little interview, and get the things that you need. So with that being said, y'all, thank you so much for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all so much. Can't wait to see my boo Aisha. Yes. Teletubbies, Shamar used to love the Teletubbies. We have all of the Teletubbies. We have all the dolls. You poke them and they make their sounds. And they are packing for sleep or turns to the next episode. See, she's my sword too. There you go. All right, y'all. So I am out of here. I will see y'all tonight. Make sure y'all are there. You don't want to miss it. Talk to y'all later. Oh, emails are going out tonight at 6:45. Make sure you check your emails. All right, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye, y'all.